Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of School of Parenting Online Conversation. How was your day? I hope you had an exciting day, and I hope you are prepared for this edition of School of Parenting Online Conversation. I'm excited to be here this evening, and I'm excited that you are here with us this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic today: values and successful parenting. Wow. In the society we live in today, good values are gradually eroding, and it's something that is very important when it comes to parenting. So, we're going to be talking about that. And it promises to be an educating and enlightening edition of this online conversation. So, what I'll tell you to do is get your notepads, get your pens, get ready to take a lot of notes because I promise you, you're going to have a lot of information that will make your parenting one that is filled with good memories, that's exciting, and that will help you to deliver responsible adults into the society and to the world at large. So, welcome once again. Today, we're going to be having a wonderful person that's going to be joining me for this conversation. I'm just going to go quickly to read her profile. But before I do that, I want to see on the comment section, wherever you're watching from, can you just drop something, maybe your favorite emoji to show me how expectant you are about what you're about to learn today. So wherever you're watching from, just drop a word that describes your expectation for today, or drop your emoji to show me that you're expected. Oh, thank you so much, Ito and Gloria Sareme. I can see you. Thank you for joining us on this edition of this conversation. So quickly, I'm going to read her profile. Yes. Okay. She's an administrator, a character coach, and also a health and safety practitioner. She's passionate about the role that good character traits can play in helping young people think, live, and feel positive about their everyday life. She feels privileged to guide young people by consistently reminding them of the importance of an upright moral and character culture as a key to their growth and development. Being successful with a first place character is one of Ozolua's principles, which he tends to imbibe in people as a continued process through the first place character. Join me as I bring to our stream Mrs. Juliet Ozolua. Thank you so much. Can I see some reaction in the comment section? Drums.
Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Welcome.
Yeah, good
Yes, can
evening,
you hear me?
everyone.
You're
Yes, I
welcome.
can. Good evening, everyone.
Yes,
Good
good
evening, Pastor
evening. We're
Kitty.
excited to have you on this edition of SOP Online Conversation. So great to have you. How was your day?
That's fine. It was great. Thank you so much. How was yours?
Well, it's wonderful. It was great. It was a good one. So, quickly, we're going to dive into the conversation. We're going to dive into the conversation. Like, we're talking about values and successful parenting. We know that the society we live in today, some years down in the past, we had more, let's say, more children exhibiting good values compared to what we see today. And I think in most homes, parents no longer give attention to inculcating or imbibing in their children good values. So I think that's why this conversation is very important for us to talk on today. So we're going to go straight to the conversation. And I'm going to start with, so that for the viewers, for people watching and listening to us, some people may not understand what's actually the meaning of values. There are some times that we use words, we use them, but we do not necessarily
Yeah.
know the meaning of the words. We just keep using the words. I'm like, okay, what's the definition of this? We're like, oh, okay, I know the word. So the first question I'm going to ask you now is, okay, what are values? What actually are values?
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Values are basic and fundamental beliefs that each person consider important, and that these beliefs motivate our attitude and our actions. Now, it guides our decisions to act one way or another. Values are our principles, our standard of behavior. Now, it helps us to know the sort of person that we want to become, in the manner in which we treat ourselves, the manner in which we treat other people, and generally our interaction with the world around us. Now, values play an important role in shaping the way we react to situations and sometimes how we set our goals. So, values are important. They're important because of it helps us to set a standard for ourselves. It helps us stay principled. So that's
Wow.
basically general definition of values.
Guiding principles, belief systems that shape our lives. So,
Yes,
invariably, every one person has values that guide them
yes,
as
exactly,
individuals, every one of us. Okay. Now, when it
exactly.
comes to the family, how important is family values? Now, definitely, when two people come into a family, they have individual values. Now, you become a family, maybe a husband, a wife, and maybe you have children now. So, how important is the role of family values in a home? Because I don't really know if some families have what we call family values. Now, the individuals may have this is my value, this is my value. But what's the importance of
Yes,
having a
yes.
corporate family value? Like this is what we stand for in this family. This is our value system in this family. How important is family values?
Okay, now family values are more like your personal values, but just that this time around it's involving all family members. Now, family
Okay.
values are important because they help establish a value system. They help guide family decisions. It's just basically general principles that the whole family will follow. It's something that when you set, every member of the family actually acts in that way because it's it's like an identifying symbol for that particular family. So it's good when there's a decision to be taken, when responses are supposed to happen. You find out that everyone in that family is actually acting in the same way. Now, having
Okay.
family value helps to create an identity, a sense of identity. Oh, I belong to that family. My family, we don't accept this, we accept this. It helps everybody to be on the same page
Yeah.
of right or wrong. So that having family values is important because everybody is saying the same thing, everybody is acting almost in the same way, everybody's believing the same things, and it becomes easy for parents to be able to continually instill positive values because everybody's understanding, everybody's on the same page when it comes to having family values. It's very important. Very
That's nice.
important.
I like something you said about the family values, like an identifying symbol for a family. So when you look at family A, there's something that you like, okay, this is family A. It creates a distinction between families. And I wonder if families these days can actually be like, this is what we stand for. And it's so important because, like you said, it will guide a lot of decision making, guides behavior, how they behave in the family. So everybody's on the same path.
Everybody's
So
on
we
the
are
same
all
page.
treading or
Yes,
moving the same direction. So it's not like daddy is
exactly.
saying, this is what we stand for. Mom is saying, this is what, and the
Say
children
this
are
what
confused.
exactly.
What do we really stand
Mm-mm.
for in this house? So it's very, very important. I really like that. So it's an identifying symbol.
Exactly.
Then you said something that
Yeah.
it helps everyone to be on the same page.
Yes, everyone will be
So
on the
when
same
mommy and
page.
daddy maybe are in Sokoto and maybe child A is in Jamaica, they know that this is how our child will behave over there because we have a
Exactly.
unifying value system in our home that keeps us together and forms our behavior, our lifestyle. So it's very important for
Exactly.
families to have family
Families to
values.
have, yes, it is,
Yes,
it actually is.
very
Let me give you
important.
an example.
Okay.
Growing up, my mom used to tell us that we should not be found where people are saying they say them say, that kind of stuff. So we
Yes,
all
yes.
grew up with that. All of us at home, we all knew that this is what mom has said. She doesn't want to hear that, oh, they say, also they called your name. So even if my mom is somewhere far and somebody tells her, oh, your child was in that place where this, she'll say, no, it's not my child. Because we know it's a value system. It's something that so she believes, oh, no, it's not my child. Even when they know, no, she didn't do it or he didn't do it. So it's good, it's important when you're consistent. In short, family values help consistency. It does.
Consistency. I like the word consistency because if a parent is consistent in imbibing certain values into their children, like your mom was so, she can be so confident to stand that this is what I know my daughter can do or what she cannot do because she has been consistent. Now, I wonder if some parents are able to vouch for their children. Some parents are not even sure what their children can do. So they're like, I think maybe. But when there's consistency in putting these
Yes,
values in children, you can stand and like, this is what my child can do. This is what my child can do. So
exactly.
it's very key. It's very
Exactly.
key. So it helps even parents to be able to be confident, to be able to stand and
Talk about,
defend their
yes,
children. Not just, these
exactly.
days, parents defend their children for even things that they don't even know what their children can do. And like, my child cannot do that. And of the truth, they don't even know what their children are capable of. But when we, yes,
Okay,
they don't
so
know. And you're like, no, my child. And you finally find out that your child actually did that thing that you
that
have been standing
thing,
your ground,
yes.
like, no, my child cannot do that. My child cannot do that. So it's about
And so
consistency, not just starting and stopping, but keep on doing it. I think parenting
keep
is a
on,
is a journey. So it's not like I've done. You keep
exactly.
doing it.
It's a
You
journey,
keep
it's a
doing it. It's
process.
not
Yes.
a destination. You just have gotten there. It's a
No,
continuous journey.
it's
So
a
I
continuous
think I love
journey.
that point. I really love that. Now, in what ways can we inculcate values into children? What ways?
Okay, through, first of all, to be able to inculcate values in your children, you first of all need to identify your own values. You need to know what you stand for. You need to understand what your own values are. Then after that, you can now like teach your children what they should follow. Now, you need to model those values to them. Let them see in you that those values you're actually trying to teach them, they work for you. If you say respect your elders, respect people when you talk and all of that, so you need to show them that you also respect people. If you don't respect people and you're telling your children to respect, they will copy what you are showing them. So to inculcate values in them, first of all, know what your own values are. Know, decide what you want your family values to be. Then model, demonstrate that these values actually work the way you're trying to teach them. Then be consistent in teaching them the values. Don't say, okay, I've told them before, or the child is supposed to know, I've told him that he should always not fight. He knows he should not fight. No, you have to consistently tell them, don't fight. Let it be. Don't, if you even find the opportunity to teach them what you've taught them before, use that opportunity. Don't say, oh, the child is small, he will learn when he has grown. My advice is don't wait for the child to grow to learn. Teach the child at that point. Then also ask about their day. When children come from school or when you come from work and you're with your child, ask them how their day went. Sometimes you will find out that the child is trying to report a situation to you. Then you help that child to navigate through that situation, and you find out that in that process you'll be able to teach the child some values to follow and how to act when such situations come up again. And the truth is we need to be intentional as parents. Always find time to talk to your children, communicate, get to know them. Because the truth is, if you know your child, you will understand how you can pass these values to the child, when and where the child will be able to learn. Because children are different. Your first child and
Yes.
second child, they might not be the same. Yes, so it's how you tell the child to oh, okay, no, don't do that. You might shout on the first child, but the second child does not need you to shout on him or her to understand that you want the child to behave in a certain way. So you learn, understand your children, and use that to pass on these values, family
Wow.
values, personal values. People are predisposed to adopt values that they are raised with. So it's really important that parents pass on the right values to their kids, because when the children grow older, they will pass on those same values to their own children.
True. Very true. You have said a whole lot of things. A whole lot of things. Identifying your own values first. You can't give what you don't even know you have, or what you don't. If you
Exactly.
don't stand for anything, then you can't teach your child to stand for something. So, as
True.
parents, we need to first of all identify what our values, then identify what our family values.
Yes.
So, husband and wife comes together. So, what are we agreeing our family values? We
Exactly.
applying our
Exactly.
family values. If possible, hang it somewhere that every member of the house can see it. So everybody knows that this is our family
So every
values. For example, when you go into the
true.
banks, when you enter the banks, some banks in their banking hall, you see their core values written out.
Yes.
So you know that this is what this
Exactly.
bank
And
stands for:
mission goals.
excellence, teamwork,
Very true.
resilience, or
Very true.
something.
Very
So you can
true.
have
Very
that, identify your values, you can make it known to everybody comes and they see that this is the value. When you put something in front of your eyes, it resonates with your subconscious mind and it
yes.
stays there.
Every
So you keep seeing it,
exactly.
and before
Yeah.
you know,
That's
you become that thing that you keep seeing. So it's very important for
yes.
parents to do that. Then you said something. I like the part you said. Ask your children how was their day. Connection. And I've said
Yes.
it. I've said it countless number of time on SOP online conversation that you ask, you dig deeper. So how was your day? How was school? How did your lesson go? Something. And before you know, it's
Yes.
an
It
opportunity to
helps
teach them about values. A good opportunity, because
exactly.
a very good opportunity, because the child may have had a bad day and maybe had bullied somebody or something, and like somebody was just making fun
Hmm.
of me and I
Possible the
just
child was
freely,
bullied.
yes, and the child was bullied. So you can find a way to like
Mm-hmm.
pass on a communication on certain values that applies to the situation of that child or the situation the child had gone through in
Exactly.
school. So it's not like we
True.
must always call for a family meeting first. And I'm like, okay, it's family meeting. Today we're talking about
And see what
values.
happened. No, no.
Value number
That's why I
one,
say you need.
what is excellence?
That's why you need to know. You know your kids,
No,
because
we
the
cannot.
truth is that
Yes,
yeah, the truth is that you will how the first child or second child take what you're teaching will be different from how the other children will take what you're teaching.
yes,
So you can't just bring all
yes,
of them together and teach it once. Even though you will say some things generally, there are other things that you will that might be unique to a specific child. Just
very
and you
true,
will get that from talking to this child, talking to
very
them,
true.
understanding what they went through at school, even what they went through at church. So it's important
Because things
that
happen in
you
church. True.
exactly. So you ask, you talk to the child. I know sometimes it's difficult, but we parents need to take out time. We need to take out time, be intentional
Yeah,
about instilling these values in
parenting.
children. It's very
Very true.
important. It's very
Very true.
important
Parenting is
for
about
the tomorrow we
intentionality.
want to see. Exactly.
Have to be intentional. And the part you said, you have to understand the uniqueness of every child. Like I always say, all your children are different. So you have to know what time, how to pass the message and of values that they need to learn. And I like the part of modeling the behavior.
Yes.
Be the
Yes.
person you want your child to
Want
be.
child to
So it's
true.
not talk the talk and not walk the talk. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no addition of SOP or like we don't talk about this. You must model the behavior you want your children to inculcate. So
Children will
if
always imitate their
they will
parents.
always imitate you, especially when they are very young. So they watch
Yes,
you. So if you want your child to be tolerant, you have to learn to display tolerance.
very
If you
true.
want your
Very
child to respect others, you must learn to show that you respect others because they will
very
copy the
true.
behavior that they see. It's very
Very
important.
true.
So, as parents, we must learn to model the behavior we want or the values we want our children to inculcate. Very key.
Yes,
Then I'll bring
very
in
true.
this, I go back to the next question. For the younger ones, you can try to use storytelling. You can tell stories with values. Stories where there can be the lessons. There can be lessons that drive home a value that you want to teach them. For example, you can tell a story that at the end of it, it conveys the message of excellence. Or at the end of the story, it
Yes,
conveys the message of resilience. So you can use stories to pass on
exactly.
imbibing values in your even songs. So parenting, we have to be
Yes,
creative
you
in
can.
parenting. You must be creative,
Yes,
especially
you
when it
need to
comes
be
to the younger
creative. It's
ones.
true.
The younger ones, are you going to sit down,
Yes,
sit a 3 or a 4 year older child and start preaching the message of excellence? The way you can do that most times is tell a story or sing a song.
tell the
And
story
before you know,
and
they
sing
start,
the song.
yes, taking on these values, and okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. When I make a mistake, I should apologize. When this time we say thank you, I should respect
Now, this,
people,
yes, it's very
things
true.
like
The
that.
stories do work because children nowadays watch a lot of animated cartoons and all of
Yes,
that. So they will actually listen to you when you're saying a story, and at the end you tell them about the moral of that story, the values to
very
learn from that story that you've told them. You could also point out life situations that they've seen, they've been involved in. All of that to still help in instilling values in children. And like you said, it's true. Parents need to be creative, so you have to find new ways to pass on values to your children. Find new ways every time, and it should be an always thing. Not okay. I taught him last week, or I taught him this week. Constant reminder. Parents' guidance is very important.
true. I like the part you said constant reminder, because sometimes parents get frustrated, like, but I told you this is how you should act, or this is
Exactly. No,
when you
no.
see people. You have to do it consistently for it to stick.
Consistently just reminds, and then one day it becomes part of the child. Then you find out that after a while you don't need to remind the child to do those things that you've been teaching them. They will just generally do it. In fact, they will be the one teaching other people what you've taught them, because you've been
True.
doing it over and over. It has become part of them. It's now a culture. So only you will just shock that see Imo is teaching somebody else to behave right, so it's
Yes.
it's important. That consistency is good, is it works. Actually, it does work.
So we're advising parents out there: don't be frustrated. Don't give up too soon. Too soon. You have to be
Don't give up. No,
consistent.
don't give up.
If you
Yes,
don't see the results, you may not see the results in weeks, you may not see it in months, but as you keep at it, you find out that one day the child actually is learning, and you find out that wow, so all my time that I've been investing is not wasted.
exactly.
So
Everything
we
you've
must
been
not give up
exactly true.
in our parenting.
No,
Mustn't
don't
give up.
give
So
up. Don't give up.
okay, so are there universal values that parents should prioritize, regardless of their culture or their geographical location? So it's not like, okay, I stay in this part, so there's some value system that's is peculiar to this my location, or I stay in America. I stay. Are there universal values that we should all try to inculcate in our children?
Yes, I believe that they are basic values that cut across culture, religion, geographical location, like you said. Um, Values like respect, integrity, honesty, kindness. These are general basic values that parents need to teach their kids. Being respectful, being honest, you're kind, show compassion, be decent. All of these have nothing to do with your culture or your religion. They're just things that are right. They're the right things to do. You know, teach your kids to have clean thoughts always, to speak the right words, and to behave right. That's good action. So when you tell your kids clean thoughts, clean words, and clean actions. All of that has nothing to do with your culture or your religion. So, basic values like that, determination. Everybody is determined to be something in life. So, it's not because, okay, I'm from this particular culture, that is why I'm more determined than the other person. No, it has nothing to, or I am so religion, that is why I'm kind, or I have more empathy than others. No, these are basic general values that we as parents need to teach our kids: to be tolerant, to speak nicely, even when you want to correct somebody, you correct them in love because you have respect for everybody's
That's
belief.
true.
Yes, and I think as parents, because everybody values are basic and fundamental beliefs that everyone sees as important, is personal to you. So what I believe in strongly might not be what another person believes in strongly. You know,
True.
though all these values are basic, somebody might prioritize one value more than the other. So we need to understand that because somebody else wants to respect or be more loyal, than kind, does not mean that the person is bad or is a devil or whatever. You shouldn't try to want to change that other person as long as the person is not in your family and circle. Everybody has its own, but focusing more on what is right rather than what is wrong should be what parents should focus on. Teach them respect, honesty, decency, integrity, tolerance. All these are general, basic, and they're universal. It cuts across everything. And when we have all of that, you find out that most of these things that we see in society today will be quite reduced.
Very true. Very true. Very true. I like you said clean thoughts, clean words, and clean
In words,
actions.
actions, yes.
Yes. Clean thoughts, clean words, and clean actions. Please, let's take that down. Clean thoughts, clean words,
Well,
and clean
I
actions.
believe that when we
I like that. Seriously, when the Bible says that think on these things, things that are pure, things that are
Yes,
lovely.
yes,
The
exactly,
thoughts
Philippians.
determine the words, and your
Yes,
thoughts also determine your actions. So it's
your
very
actions.
critical for us to teach our children to be able to think clean thoughts, clean words, and clean actions.
So
That is
clean
very
words and
key.
actions. Very true, yes.
Yes, very key. So, before I go over to the next question, for those of us watching, if you have family values in your home, and you think there are certain values that you think are what you run your family on, you can drop on the comment section for us to see. Or if you have a contribution to this conversation. We're having a conversation, and everybody listening and watching right now, you may have something to say to contribute to this conversation. You can actually drop that on the comment section. If you have a question to ask, you can drop that on the comment section as we go, because it's actually a conversation. And the conversation, even though we are the ones is it pioneering the conversation, we also have people out there that have something to say that can be beneficial to everyone, parent out there that's actually listening to us right now, or parents that will actually go back to watch this edition of SOP Online Conversation. So if you have a contribution, you can actually drop it. If you have a question, you can actually just thank you, Choma. Choma Chimobi said, clean words, clean thoughts, and clean actions. I think that will resonate with every parent that has come on board for this online conversation today. We will take that home. That's one major thing we take home today. Clean thoughts, clean words, and clean actions. Thank you
Actions,
so much.
yes.
So what are some challenges parents face in teaching their children or raising them up with the right set of values in this time and age?
Okay, in my opinion, I would say firstly, not knowing the kind of values that they possess, the kind of standards that they what they stand for, the kind of principles that they have. Not knowing that first of all, because when a parent doesn't know what they stand for, they can't teach it. You can't give what
Very
you don't have. Yes.
true.
So it's one of the challenges, not knowing that, first of all. Because when you don't know it, you can't. What are you going to teach your kids? What are you going to say to them? They will just copy anything that you just bring to the table. They'll just copy that. Then secondly, I think it's lack of time in this present society we live in. Everybody is hustling, everybody's
Yeah.
out there, mom and dad very busy, and because there's no time, they might not be able to sit down, want to talk to the child and say they want to do anything. I know it has happened to me in some few times. I come home and they're trying to tell me something, and I just say sorry, 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 don't worry, sorry, sorry. I didn't even wait to listen to the whole thing so that I can help out. So I just, oh, sorry, sorry, sorry. And I know it affects some parents to that,
Yes.
no time. And then this social media technology now and all of that, it could actually wind down on the values that parents are trying to teach their kids. They tell them one thing and they see something else
Let them-
so-
True.
somewhere because they watched one animation that told them that, okay, what mommy and daddy said is old school, that kind of stuff. It's a big challenge. And then
True.
the economic situation too can just make parents to be really stressed out. They're not just ready. Anyhow you want to do it, just do it, and God will do the rest. That kind of attitude. It's a challenge, but I know that we can overcome the challenge when we make up our mind to be consistent in raising
Okay.
our kids with the right values. Peer pressure too can affect, is a challenge, because when children get to meet their peers and they're saying, oh, okay, but my mom said it is not supposed to be like that, and those ones are saying, who told you? Oh, okay, it means that you are mommy's boy or mommy's girl. Okay, daddy's girl, you don't listen. All of that too is a challenge. Peer pressure too is a challenge. Then communication barrier. Most parents don't know how to relate these values to their kids because they're not used to sitting down and talking to the children. Maybe some of them feel they will not understand them. So communication barrier too is a challenge.
Okay.
Societal pressure can actually be rewarding the negatives when we were trying to teach the positives, rewarding the negatives, and children are saying that it's as if the negative values are what's reigning, and we can't stick to this one. So it's a challenge. I think those are the few ones I can think of right now.
Societal pressure is so key now in this generation because most times in this generation now people celebrate the the bad parts or they celebrate what is wrong. In the generation we are
Exactly.
in now, you find out that a lot of people celebrate what is wrong at the expense of celebrating what is right. So it looks like,
True.
but this person did this thing and it was
And
celebrated.
it
Why
worked out.
can't I not do same? And sometimes you wonder
So
because the children are even confused. Now you're telling
they're
me to do
confused.
this, but look at my friend is doing this and he's celebrated, and you're wondering. For example, children cheat in exams and people know that they cheated and they got the best results and they are celebrated. I'm like, wow. And the child
Exactly.
is
So
wondering,
you
why
know,
not? I should just cheat and get the accolades of everyone. So I think societal pressure is so key in this day and time. Everybody's being it looks like the wrong has become the right in the eyes of the
right.
society, and the right is now when you behave in a certain way, you put values. People think you're not normal. People are wondering, actually, do you want to succeed?
Why
And some people are not asking
exactly?
you,
Why are you
you
doing
want to
that?
succeed? Yeah, you want to behave like this. You don't want to go far. And it's there's so much pressure from society to do wrong, to live wrong, or live in the wrong way. It's so much. The pressure is much. But I believe as
Pressure
parents,
is much.
that is one of our assignments to be able to inculcate in our children values and give them the confidence to stand for what is right, regardless of whatsoever. The fact
Yes,
that
regardless
everybody
of
does it
that.
doesn't make it right. Parents have
True.
a huge responsibility to fortify their children to be able to stand in this day and time because the pressures, the challenges, the distractions, the evil of the day cannot be compared to the years that we're coming from, the past. So they
Exactly.
are facing so much
So
challenges these days and there's so much pressure. And that's why we must fortify our children. I always say on
yes.
SAP online conversation, you can't live in isolation. So you can't say, I'll keep my child away from it. Your child will
No.
mingle with other people's children
Yes, they go
that
to
do not
school.
understand values. You will live in this world, so you must mingle or interact with people. So the best we can do as parents is to fortify our children to be able to stand. To stand.
Very true.
That is what we can do
To
because societal
continuous.
pressure is much. We see a lot in the society today, and you wonder people can't
That's
stand
why
for
we.
integrity anymore. When you're honest, it looks like you don't even know what's happening. You're like, where are you
On
coming
your
from? The
own.
Stone Age. So they celebrate so much of the vices in society now that people that have values are looking like in quotes, you are from outer space. But it should be the other
Exactly.
way
So it's
around.
like you
But
don't know
if
what you're
parents make up
doing.
their mind to stand up and do the right thing, we'll be able to tilt the balance and make
The
it
balance,
more that those
exactly.
that uphold values are stronger and dominating the vices of society. So I like the
Exactly.
point. So
So
one of the challenges actually societal pressure is a lot in this day and time. Not
and now those
adding the media so much.
ah,
So
so much,
much. And this
so
generation
much,
likes the screen. We like
so
social
much,
media.
so
Social
much,
media
so much.
is
Really,
a lot. The
really,
challenges are much. The challenges are much.
much.
Okay, let me read
It's
what
really
Trauma
good.
is saying on the comment sections. She says, this conversation is solely what is going on in our environment. Parents allow only the environment to teach and train the children with all manner of values. We allow the environment to teach our
We
children
allow.
all manner of values. The first school of a child and the primary school of a child
It's a
is the
home.
family. The family. We can't leave the job of the parents to the teachers or the
No,
neighbors or the pastors. They all
it's
have their
home.
different roles, but the parents have a major role in parenting their children and teaching them a lot of things. A lot of things. So thank you so much, Trauma. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So I think we can continue on this. How does external factors such as, okay, I've said that, but I think we need to dive into it a little more. How does external factors such as media, hair, their parents, their friends, and education influence a child's adoption of certain values? Media, their friends, and school, education
Yeah.
influence the adoption of
Okay.
certain
Well,
values.
yeah, we've talked about it. The media. It's there are a lot of things that they show nowadays, even in the animation that kids watch. We you'll be shocked at some things that you see there. Sometimes I have to watch it first before I allow my kids to watch.
Yes.
Then I have to start explaining some things. Okay, sometimes I even go as far as saying it's just acting. They're just acting. They're just trying to do entertainment so that it's not what we stand for, it's not what we do. And then we try to give the advantages of a good moral culture. So the media nowadays, because everybody's tech, it's it actually dampens, or it's a big challenge actually, because when you're telling your child one, two, three, and then they go on media tech and the internet and they're saying 4 5 6, everything is not blending, they're not, the addition, the maths is not just coming together. It's a big challenge in peer pressure. It's schools can really help us in that aspect if they go into character education dealings and all that. When we say what we have to say at home, we as parents teach the children and they get to school and they're still hearing about these positive values, it will help a lot. Because when we remove all of this from schools, then peer pressure can actually press down on our kids, because the children there are coming from another environment that we don't know. Everybody has his own personal values and all that, family values that they're instilling, and they're bringing theirs to the classroom. So when you say why are you being honest, why are you not this, why are you not that, why is your own different, and then sometimes you find out that your child is the only one that is just different amongst
Yeah.
his 4 5 6 friends, then the child now starts to follow what the other 4 5 6 is doing. But imagine in a situation where in school the teacher is actually coming to repeat the things that the child has learned at home. No, respect is good, honesty is good, and then tolerance is good. Then even when the 4 5 6 friends are saying, this and my teacher said this, then it helps. The media too can help us by actually putting more moral character stories out there for children to watch. Animations that have moral stories at the end. Yes, we know good versus evil kind of superhero things. Yes, but let the moral of the story actually be there. Let it be clear. Let it be clear.
Yeah.
as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, I think parents, when it comes to this media and screen time, I think parents really need to be able to teach their children how to manage their screen time. For younger children, it's very important for, most times these days, parents, most times we're guilty, we're really fine tuning a lot of things. When you feel
Yes,
you're
just
so
to have
overwhelmed with
peace.
the children, like take the screen, go and watch
Exactly.
cartoon,
Just take my
just sit
phone.
down there,
Exactly.
so that you can have your peace of mind. But
Yes. True.
it has its own disadvantage to the child. Too much screen sometimes can reduce the creativity of a child. It reduces the ability to interact with people. They're always on the screen, always watching. And sometimes parents, like you said, parents should be able to watch what their children watch. Be sure of the content you allow your children, you expose your children to.
Very true.
Because there
Yes.
are a lot
Be
of
sure.
things out there in this guise of animation and the rest. Be sure. When my daughter, she's a toddler. Most times when we're allowed to watch these cartoons, when she's watching, we'll go and look like what is she watching. We'll look at it, like we'll
Yes.
stay for
Let's
a while.
know.
Let's be sure of what she's watching because it's better to prevent than to start to repair. Because you don't know if
Yes.
you leave them and they start feeding their
Prevention.
mind a lot of things. It takes a lot of work to start repairing and debunking from their mind what they've seen. So
Exactly.
even when you try to restrict screen time, maybe we'll have a conversation on screen time.
The screen
I think
time.
we'll do that.
Yes, we
We have to
try
find a way
to
of
control the
managing the
type of
screen time.
programs that they
Yes,
watch and the activities, the online
very true.
activities, even the games that they play.
Yes,
Sometimes when my kids are playing games, you just see this pop-up advert that why is this pop-up advert on this kind of game? You won't expect it. So most times we need to be careful what they are exposed to, games that
yes,
they watch, the programs that they watch, even the friends that they have. It's important. So when we talk about peer pressure, the friends that they have, what kind of friends are around them, even in class, who are their desk mates, who are they around in school and all that. Know their teacher. What kind of teacher do they have? Is it a teacher that actually just insults any small thing the teacher has just said, see your head, crazy? They might learn all those kind of things from that, kind of interaction. So it's important that we know all of this. We know it's not easy because way society is now, but we need to create that time and be intentional in what we teach our children, the values that we teach our children, and who our children surround themselves with.
yes. As parents, we must be vigilant. We must be vigilant. When God gives us
Exactly, be
children, they are
vigilant.
gifts, and God expects us to raise godly seeds. Being a parent is a privilege. You are a steward. So God has entrusted
Exactly.
you with a child, a human
True,
being, and said,
true,
mold this
true.
child in my way. So it's not a joke. Parenting is not a joke.
It's
We
not.
must
It's a
take it
serious matter.
seriously. Yes, because we have destinies in our hands. God is expecting us to raise responsible children, response that will
Responsible.
be representation of the kingdom. So we must take it, we must be deliberate. We must be deliberate. Don't just leave your
Deliberate
children
about it.
out there, whatever they pick, they can pick whatever value they want. Okay, they can learn from whoever they want. Like you said, we must even be deliberate with knowing their friends.
Yes.
I don't know if when you're okay, this is a new section is about to start. In their previous class, did you even know the friend of your child? Did you know? Yes. Did you know the friends of your, or let me say the friend or the friends of your child? Did you know?
The
Did you know
friend of
their
the
names?
friend, very important.
Yes. Did you meet them? Did you meet them? Did you even have a one-on-one with the teacher of your child to ask
Very
certain
important.
questions? I know as parents we are busy, but this is a responsibility. We must give time to it. We must learn
Yes,
to
we must give time.
prioritize and apportion time to these things. If not, we keep filling our society with irresponsible adults that do not have
True.
understanding of certain things. And it keeps going on in circles, and they get
Yes.
married, they have children, they do
They
the
give that
same
same
thing.
thing. Yes.
They do the same thing.
Same
So we
thing.
must we must take this responsibility serious. It's a serious responsibility, very serious. In addition to what you said, I feel another way that we can help our children with peer pressure is to make them understand their identity. It's
Yes.
a lot of work.
Very
Let them be
true.
confident in their own skin. Let them have a stand for themselves so they cannot easily be swayed. A child that knows who he is or who she is, knows what they stand for as a family, and knows a lot of things that this is what I stand for, cannot easily be swayed. I listened to someone, what's his name? He's
Very
also,
true.
I think he's a psychologist, Justin Colson. And he was talking about, I think he has six daughters. And he was talking about a time he was going on a ride with one of his daughter. And she was talking about her friends and they were having a party in school and they didn't tell her. So she was feeling bad. Then how come everybody knew about the
Dr.
party? I
Tutu,
didn't know
I
about the
can't hear you
party.
again.
And so the father was like, okay, definitely in that party, maybe the children would have maybe smoked, they would have drank alcohol, they would have indulged in maybe some sexual immorality and some things. And we're like, do you feel that the values we stand for in our family is not good? And do you want to like step back from it? You see, when he was asking the child that question, he was like, God, this child should not just say, he was really scared that the child may say she doesn't really accept their values. But the child was like, Dad, I'm comfortable. I love our values, what we stand for. And I don't want to go back on it. You could see the joy of a father when you know that you have
Father,
placed value
exactly.
in a child, and the good thing around it, even her mates, her friends knew what she stood for. I know that this kind of party is
Yes,
not for her. So there's no
that's
need
good.
informing her about it. We can grow our children to that point that their
To that
friends,
point.
people around them know that this is what she can do, this is what she cannot do. So
Yes,
they don't go bother
cannot do.
themselves. There's a lot of
Exactly.
responsibility on our shoulders as parents. And I pray God gives us more
Yes.
grace to do this. I pray. Okay, we're gradually
Amen.
rounding up this conversation, and I'm having a wonderful time. And I believe those that are watching out there and listening to us, you're having a wonderful time. Yes, let me read what somebody said. Frances Olisaka. She said, "Let us listen to what your children listen to. So we must take our time. Your children are listening to
Listen to
certain
music.
music. Do you listen to the music they are listening to? Okay, it's the music that is in vogue. Okay, we all dance together. Even music, music
What
can pass
lyrics?
on values to your children.
Yes,
The
exactly.
music they hear. So it's not just that it's a secular music, what is in vogue. I like the beat. What is
Mm-mm.
the lyrics?
What's the
What are the
lyrics?
lyrics of this
Yes, what are the
song?
lyrics of this song?
So key. So key.
Very
So let's
important.
continue so that we can wrap up. Okay. How can we? Okay, I think we've talked about that. When should the parents start inculcating values in their children? At what age? When is too early or when is too late? What do you think is the appropriate time to start inculcating values in children?
When very, very early. Very early. In fact, those days my mom would say even when the baby is in the womb, we should be saying it to the child. The child is hearing. The child is hearing what you're saying. Very early. If there's no earlier age and there's no later age actually. You start early, let them start to understand that this is the right way to go, this is what you should do, this is the right thing you should do. At an early age, it's important. Even if you've not started early, you can start now and
Yeah.
consistently remind them of what the advantages of having a good moral culture is, the advantages of your family values, how important they are to you, how sacred they are to you, how it can help you with that sense of identity. So starting early is key, and starting now actually is key.
Starting early and starting now. So for those of us that maybe, for example, you may be watching, maybe pregnant, you're going to have a child soon, start early. Let me read
Start
something
early.
somebody said. A psychologist, a child psychologist, he said from ages 2 or 3, children have the capacity to understand simple moral concepts from age 2 or 3. So you start early. Don't wait till like, okay, I'm waiting till
Start
they're
early.
10. I'm waiting till they're 15. Start early. Try to
True.
communicate to
Start
them
early.
in the language they will understand. Because you may think that they see things. At that age, they're already learning things. So let's start early. It's very important. And like you said, start now. So if you have not been
Start
doing
now.
it, it's not late. Start from
Yes.
today. Start
Start from
inculcating
today.
values in your children.
Yes.
After, like you said, after you identify the values, maybe you outline them and you know what you stand for,
Yes.
start passing it on
Yes.
to your children. So start now.
Start
It's
passing
never
it
too late to
on.
start now.
Mm.
Start now. Okay. So
Start now.
before we go, we're rounding up now. Thank you so much. I really had a lovely time. Now, when I was reading the profile of our guest, I said she's an author. She has written a book, and it borders around what we're talking about today. So, definitely, we are learning. Learning is progressive.
Yes.
You don't just learn today and say, I've learned. You need to keep learning. So she has written a book and talks about values, talk about moral concept. I like the fact you said the moral badge. There's something you said in the book about tolerance. You said tolerance is accepting people for who they are, but it is
For who
not
they are.
accepting bad behavior. I like that
No.
one. I like that too.
It's not
Yes.
about
She has
accepting
written
bad
a book,
behavior.
and we need to get the book. So it's called The First Place Characters. I'm going to try to put it here. I was supposed to put the picture, but I couldn't. So it's called The First Place Characters. It's a lovely book for parents to read and even children. Your children can read the book. It's simplified.
Yes.
It has pictures. Wonderful work. It has pictures to pass on the information better to the children so they can understand. So parents and children can read this book, First Place Characters. So I'm going to drop on the comment section. You can call a number if you need to order this book. And please do order the book. You know, parenting, we need to invest money in parenting. Most times you tell parents to go
Yes.
for seminars, to read books, and they feel it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time.
No.
Nobody is a parent by default. You must learn to improve yourself and read, get knowledge. So books are not wasted. So invest in this book, please. Please do invest in this book. Buy this book. So I've just dropped the number on the comment section. So you can actually call that number. You can send a message to that number that you need the book. The book will get to you anywhere. Anywhere you are in this country, anywhere you are in this world. It can get to you. So please buy the book. It's called The First Place Characters. Everything we're talking about today is on that book, and even much more, much more. So please do that. Now, your final words for the. Okay, before you give the final words, let me read something someone said. Frances Olisaka said, peer pressure, especially from school, influences children a lot. But a child who has been instilled with the right values can stand the test of pressure, but not taking out time to constantly intercede in prayers for that child cannot be overemphasized. Thank you so much. Before you give your final words, we must learn to intercede for our children. We must learn to pray. I was about to talk about that when we're closing. You must learn to find time to pray. You know, it's one thing to teach, it's another thing to ask God to let these things sink into them.
Think into the
Because
child.
yes,
Yes.
there's some families that have taught, and the children still went the other way and decided to take the vices. So we must give time to praying for our children. It's very key.
Yes.
Very key.
Pray for our
Thank you so much.
children.
Thank you so much. So final words for parents out there. Final words.
Okay, so I would like to say that in instilling the right values in children, that we should remember that these values, everybody has their own style, their own way of doing it. So children need to understand and respect other people's values. Need to understand and respect other people's values. Then we as parents too need to be consistent in teaching these values. Be consistent. Always let your children know what's right, what's wrong. Let them understand your family values. Get to know your kids, understand them, know their friends, know the people that are around you. Be sure of what they are doing at all times. Take out time. Take out time to teach them and pray for them. It's important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so much. So
you.
can I see in the comment section if I can a word to show how you feel right now after this conversation? You want to describe your experience in the last few minutes we'll be having this conversation. So a word to describe this experience. Well, we're rounding up this conversation right now. So please, can I have on the comment section? A lot of people are amazed. You can actually see the comment section, but people are saying yes, ma'am. People are like insightful. Awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. So you have actually
Thank
been
you.
a blessing to a lot of parents today and even beyond, because a lot of parents are going to go to watch this video and you have been a blessing. So thank you so much. We have had
God.
a
Thank
beautiful
you too.
time. Thank you
Thank
for this
everyone for
section.
listening.
Thank you for being a
Thank
tool in the
you.
master's hand to cause a change in our generation. And we appreciate you so much, Mark.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're
And hopefully we
welcome.
have you
Thank you
another
so
time
much.
on SOP Online Conversation. Thank you. Have a
Thank
beautiful
you so
night.
much. And you too. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye. Thank you everyone for joining the stream today. This edition, mind blowing. Yes, mind blowing actually. So I'm actually going to put again on the screen the name of the book. It's called The First Place Characters. I'm going to put it right now again. Um, I'm going to put it right now before we round up. Okay. So just give me a moment so that I can take the final words and we are done for today. Thank you everyone for being part of SOP Online Conversation. Without you, we will not be here. Without you, we will not be having a conversation. Without you, I'm sure I'll just be talking to myself and Mrs. Julia Ozolua. Thank you so much, everyone. You have made today amazing. Thank you. Now I'm going to leave this with us. Parenting is not a walk in the park, but a deliberate journey to building and molding children into responsible and purpose-driven adults. It is very important. It is not a walk in the park. It involves intentionality and being deliberate. Now, you need to remember that your children are gifts from God, and God expects you to raise them as godly seeds. So let us play our role as parents. God has given us the ability to be faithful parents, responsible parents. Let us lean on the grace of God. Let us draw our strength from Him. And I believe that when we do so, we'll raise responsible adults, we'll raise children that will be light indeed in this generation, and we'll turn the world around for good. I believe that every one of us here will be proud of the children we're raising, and God certainly will be proud of us. So thank you. Please do well to order our SOP affirmation card, 30 days affirmation card. It's still available where you can speak words into your child's life on a daily basis, and you teach them how to speak words into their own life on a daily basis. So you can do that by sending us a DM. Thank you, everyone. I've had a beautiful time with you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep following us on our Facebook page. And when we have SOP Online Conversation, you can share the link with your friends, your loved ones, so they can connect with us. Thank you so much. Like I always say, to a child, love is spelled time. So please find time to spend with your family, with your children. Find a way to connect with your children, to build a relationship. Because if there's no connection, you actually cannot instill the values in the children. Connection makes it easy. So please, let's find time to connect with our children in our busy schedule. Find time to connect with your children, to connect with your family. So thank you so much. And I'm so excited to have you in our next SOP Online Conversation next month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful night rest, everyone. See you in the next online conversation. Bye.